We will now recognize doctoral degree recipients by department. First, we will have Professor Tom Balin, Vice Chair of the Department of Biostatistics.
It's a privilege to be able to not just congratulate our doctoral graduates, but also to read the titles of their dissertations. Our first candidate is Hillary Aralis. Her advisor was Ron Brookmeyer, who's not here, so I'm going to participate in the hooding. And the title of her dissertation was Modeling Multi-State Models with Back Transitions, Statistical Challenges and Applications. Congratulations, Dr. Aralis. And our other doctoral recipient this year is Annalisa Antonio. There's actually a typo in the program. Catherine Sugar did help, but it was Robert Weiss and Catherine Crespi who were the co-chairs and who will assist in the hooding. And Annalisa's dissertation title was The Good, the Bad, and the Fitting, a Bayesian Hierarchical Model for Discrete Choice Data in Healthcare. Congratulations, Dr. Antonio.
Next, we will have Professor Steve Wallace, Chair of the Department of Community Health Sciences.
So some of the dissertation titles are a little bit specialized, and just to show that we too in community health sciences can be state-of-the-art. Stephanie Lynn Albert's dissertation title is #ConsumingItAll. So I hope you all tweeting this while we're doing the dissertation. The subtitle is Understanding the Complex Relationship Between Media Consumption and Eating Behaviors, and her co-chairs are Deborah Glick and Michael Prelip. Congratulations, Dr. Albert. Next up is Rosanna Leos Bravo. Her dissertation was on medical decision-making among foreign-born Latino elders with multiple chronic conditions, and her dissertation chair is me. Congratulations, Dr. Bravo. Next is Brittany Noel Maury. Her dissertation title is Stress, Neighborhood Context, and Breast Cancer Risk Among Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Women, and her chair is Dr. Gee. That's the stress part of the dissertation. Congratulations, Dr. Mori. Next is John Devon Piepert, whose the title of his dissertation is A Psychometric Analysis of Patient-Reported Outcomes in Chronic Kidney Disease. And Dr. Don Marinsky will be his chair and is hooding him. Congratulations, Dr. Piepert. Next is Tabashir Zahara Sagadig Nobari, Taba for short. Her dissertation is Socioeconomic Disparities, Unaffordable Housing, and Obesity Among Low-Income Pre-School-Age Children in Los Angeles. And Dr. Wang is her chair, and we'll be hooding her. Ooh. We don't get to practice this. Congratulations, Dr. Navari. Next is Minea Zulfikar Sharif, whose dissertation is Obesity Risk Among Preschoolers, the Role of Parental Stressors and Children's Emotional Regulation Skills. Dr. Guy is her chair, and we'll be hooding her. Congratulations, Dr. Sharif. Next is Jenna Van Dran Earwalker. Her title of her dissertation is The Association Between Childhood Poverty and Adversity and the Likelihood of Experiencing Co-Occurring Psychiatric and Substance Use Disorders. Her chair is Dr. Anna Sensel, who will be hooding her. An expert at this process. Congratulations, Dr. Earwalker. I think that's it for Community Health Sciences.
Next, we will have Professor Michael Jarrett, Chair of the Department of Environmental Health Sciences.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Health Science. Our first candidate is Sean Antonio Buono, and his title for the dissertation is Improving the Detection of Surveillance of Sexually Transmitted Infections in Public Health Laboratories. He will be hooded by his supervisor, Dr. Hilary Godwin. Our next candidate is Brian Moy. His dissertation title is Applications of Geospatial Modeling to Improve Public Health Surveillance and Control of West Nile Virus. And he will also be hooded by his supervisor, Dr. Hilary Godwin. Our next candidate is Sharon Yale Sokolow. Her dissertation title is Health Impacts of Expanding Urban Recycled Water Use in California, and she will also be hooded by her supervisor, Dr. Hilary Godwin. And our final candidate is Yubin Zhu. The title of his dissertation is The Identification, Analysis, and Treatment of Odor Nuisance Released from Wastewater Treatment Plants. And he'll be hooded by his supervisor, Dr. Erwin Mel-Suffet.
Next, we will have Professor Oliver Hankinson, Director of Molecular Toxicology.
So we're pleased to give the degree, PhD degree in molecular toxicology to Julie Castañeda. And the title of her talk, her PhD, was Linking Cannabinoid Receptor Type 2 Biology to Function. Chair of her committee, Dr. Roth, could not be here today, so I will be assisting in the hooding of Julie. Congratulations, Julie Castañeda. The second PhD recipient in molecular toxicology is Preeti Prasad, whose title of her dissertation is Mechanisms of Chemically Induced Diffuse Pulmonary Hemorrhage. And also her chair of her committee could not be here today. That's Dr. Ramraj Singh, so I will be assisting in her hooding. Congratulations, Dr. Preeti Prasad.
Next, we will have Professor Karen Michaels, Chair of the Department of Epidemiology.
Good evening, everybody. It is my distinct honor to introduce the doctoral degree recipients in the Department of Epidemiology, class of 2017. Our first recipient is Eileen Baker. The title of her doctoral thesis is Geographic Variability and the Association of Flavonoids and Related Single Nucleotide Polymorphism on Liver Cancer. Her co-chairs of her dissertation committee are Jianru Rao and Zhuofeng Zhang. Our next candidate is Shuang. The title of her thesis is Coffee Consumption, Smoking, and Genetic Factors of Parkinson's Disease, Gene-Environment Interaction and Genome-Wide DNA Methylation Studies. The chair of her doctoral committee is Dr. Beate Ritz. Our next candidate is Elma Oriano Contreras. The title of her thesis is Prenatal Risk Factors for Childhood Cancer and Placental Vascular Resistance, an investigation of maternal metabolic factors and smoking, Hispanic enclaves, and air pollution. Again, the chair of her dissertation committee is Dr. Beate Ritz. Our next candidate is Rufeida Deba. Her thesis title is Current Trends of Substance Use in Iraq, examining data from the 2014 Iraqi National Household Survey of Alcohol and Drug Use. The co-chairs of her dissertation committee are Dr. Susan Cochran and Dr. Richard Rawson. Dr. Cochran will put our candidate. Our next candidate is San Hone. Her dissertation title is Decentralization of HIV Testing and the Cascade of HIV Treatment for Mothers and Infants in Myanmar. The chair of her dissertation committee is Dr. Roger Deedles. Our next candidate is Diana Koo. Her thesis title is Malaria-Related Hospitalizations in the U.S., the Disease and Economic Burden and Risk Factors for Severe and Fatal Malaria. The chair of her dissertation committee is Dr. Frank Savillo. Our next candidate is Travis Myers. The topic of his doctoral thesis is cumulative cigarette tar exposure, genetic polymorphisms, and their interactions on susceptibility and survival of lung and upper digestive tract cancers. The co-chairs of his committee are Dr. Janet Zinsheimer and Dr. Zhuofang Zhang. Our next candidate is Rockne Enoguh. The title of his dissertation is Causal and Agent-Based Modeling of Obesity and its Life Course Risk Factors and Outcomes in Children and Adults. The chair of his dissertation committee is Anya Ara. Our next candidate is Naggar Omid, and the title of her thesis is Parental Occupational Exposures and Risk of Childhood Cancer. The chair of her dissertation committee is Dr. Beate Ritz. Our next candidate is Andrew Park. The title of his dissertation is Prenatal and Early Life Exposures and the Risk of Childhood Cancers, an examination of ambient pesticides, dichloromethane, and survivor bias. The chair of his dissertation committee again is Dr. Ritz. I think we're keeping Dr. Ritz busy tonight. Our next candidate is Joshua Quint. And the title of his dissertation is Association Between Alcohol Consumption, HIV Infection, and Inflammation in the Multicenter AIDS Cohort Study. The chair of his dissertation committee is Dr. Roger Deedles. Okay, and last not least, our final candidate from the Department of Epidemiology is Cheng Xu. And the title of her doctoral thesis is California Statewide Studies to Investigate Medical Conditions and Medication Uses in Relation to Macular Degeneration and Childhood Cancer. Again, Dr. Ritz is chairing her dissertation committee. We're done, right?
Next, we will have Professor Jack Needleman, Chair of the Department of Health Policy and Management.
And our department's first candidate for the doctoral degree is Charlene Shuang, and the topic of her dissertation was Hospital Responses to the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, EMTALA, Noncompliance, Hospital Utilization and Readmissions, and Strategic Ambulance Diversions. I had the great pleasure of chairing Charlene's committee and will assist in her hooding. Thank you. Our second candidate for the doctoral degree is Deanne Liang, whose dissertation was entitled A Natural Experiment About the Effects of Urbanization on Elders' Mental Well-Being and Chronic Disease Management, Lessons from China's Passive Urbanization. Her committee was chaired by Susan Ettner, who will assist in her hooding. Our third candidate for the PhD degree is Asomi Muriel Miyake Lai. Her dissertation was entitled Adoption of Evidence-Based Practices, Patterns, and Positive Deviance in the National Survey of Physician Organizations. Her committee was chaired by Emlyn Chang, who will assist in her hooding. Our next candidate for the PhD degree is Tanya Teresa Olmos Ochoa. Her dissertation topic was Delivering Preventive Health Services Through Health Fairs, a Clinical Community Partnership in Los Angeles County. Her co-chairs were Rashan Bastani and Beth Glenn, who will assist in her hooding. Our next candidate for the PhD degree is Lee Scitieri. Who actually had both of them during your years with us, did you not? And yet she finished in a remarkably short time. Her topic was the strengths and limitations Topic of Lee's dissertation is the strengths and limitations of linking Medicare data across clinical settings to study elderly patients with a pressure injury diagnosis. Carol Mangione chaired her committee and will assist in her hooding. And our department's final candidate for the PhD degree this year is Bobak Ziainen, whose dissertation was an evaluation of national heart failure hospitalizations. His committee was chaired by Gerald Kaminsky, who will assist in his hooding.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy class of 2017 please rise? By the power vested in me by the Regents, of the University of California, I bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights and privileges pertaining hereto. Congratulations, class of 2017. Sit down. Countless congratulations to all our new degree holders. As you move forward in your work and in the world, know we will continue to be with you. We are proud to call you our colleagues and to always have the Fielding School as your home. Heartfelt thanks to family and friends for joining us tonight and for sharing your graduates with us these past years. Please join us for a reception outside. We do ask that you please allow the graduates and the faculty to first depart the auditorium. Thank you again, and congratulations, class of 2017.